Happy Father's Day. We just wanted to put together a collection and a video tribute to you for Father's Day. You're kind of a hard person to find a gift for, and I think you've read just about every book in Deseret Books. So we decided that we would gather together family, friends, kids, grandkids, siblings, relatives, to put together just memories and tributes to you, so that you can keep this forever and be able to watch it again and again. I plan to upload it into Family Search so that it'll be there for posterity and for everyone to watch. I just wanted to thank everybody for doing their part to add a tribute to this, and appreciate the time that you took to share your memories and how Dad has impacted you. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Enjoy.
This is for my most favorite grandpa in the whole wide world, and I want to share my most favorite memory of my grandpa, which was the day I was born, the day he became a grandpa. I'm the oldest grandchild and probably his favorite grandchild, and I'm so grateful that I have a grandpa who loves me and cares for me and is very involved in my life. And I love you so much, Grandpa. Thank you for everything that you've done for me, for our family, and for the great example that you are to us. And happy Father's Day.
One of my new favorite memories of Grandpa is when he and Grandma come over and he's always patting her head when she does a good job. And I just love how much affection he shows towards her. So.
Hello, Dad. Thank you, Lay, for setting up this tribute. Just wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day with temple toes. It's the next best thing that we get to connect. That is just a little bit of golf. But just wanted to give you a little lesson. It's a chip shot right next to the pin, but everything I have and am, I owe to you, Dad. Thank you so much for lessons, for teaching, for always being there for us. Just all your effort in raising us, being patient with us. God loves effort, so just know that everything we have, we owe to you, and nothing that we can repay you. So love you, Dad. Happy Father's Day, and we'll see you soon.
Happy Father's Day, Uncle Saya!
Thank you, Uncle Saya, for everything and showing us the importance of family. Thank you for being there when we lost our mom. And my best memory of Uncle Saya is when we were all stuck at the airport trying to get to the reunion with him and Auntie Marie. And Auntie Marie was trying to get to that exit row seat. Great memory. We love you guys. Happy Father's Day again.
Bye.
While other kids are playing and having fun, sleeping in on a holiday, us kids are at the plantation working. That I did not get. But looking back, gotta thank my dad for teaching us how to work, and work. Thanks, Dad.
Hi, Uncle Saya. You're probably wondering, why am I in this tribute? Lay reached out, so of course I accepted it because I need you to know that I appreciate you. And I'll never forget when you took me in. I was only 12 at the time, but you were on number 7. Hala Jr. was the baby at the time, and that was a lot of work, taking in an extra mouth when you already had 7 kids, because I know I was a spoiled brat. I know that. Now that I'm 51 and I'm reflecting back, And on Monday, we would have family help evenings. We also would say prayer in the morning before we all piled up in that green buggy van to go to school, or in the evenings, just saying a prayer. And those memories and experiences I'll never forget. They were wonderful, wonderful memories, and I still hold on to it. I always looked forward to the weekends because you would always assign us chores to do. Outside was me, fella. We would always take care of the outside. Hoeing a patch of corn, or we would go to Adejo to hoe down manioke, yam, or whatever. We completed our chores was the blessing, because you took us out for ice cream, that bread, and then leimani. Still crave that to this day, believe it or not. That was what I looked forward to. Fella, on the other hand, was always crying. Love you, fella. But anyways, we had the best food on Sunday, omu. And I reflect back and I remember how wonderful it was. And of course, I'll always remember, you always taught me, no matter how hard, how big, or how small the work is, stop complaining and just do the work. You taught me to be humble and to be grateful. Grateful no matter how hard the struggle is. Just be grateful for being a great father. I cherish and appreciate you. God bless you. And for many more years to come, give Auntie Marie a big hug and kiss, and let her know that her chocolate chip cookies are still #1 to this day. Thank you.
I'm very happy to make this tribute to my good friend, Josiah Paumo. I knew Josiah Paumo at Liahona High School in 1957. We went to Liahona High School from 1957 to 1963. In 1961, we were converted to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And after graduation in 1963, we were called to go on a mission in the same month. After our FDC at Mother Howe Ward, Saya was called to New Adoptable. I was called to Vava'u. After a few months, Saya called back to work in the mission office, assistant to the mission president, President Dalton. And after 2 years, we were released from the mission in November 1965. The mission president called us back to his office and said, I will try to get you to CCH, Hawaii, go to school. But you need to try to get your airfare from Tonga to Hawaii. And of course he did. He requested a visa from Fiji and I-20 from Hawaii. And because we did not have enough money to pay our ticket from Tonga to Hawaii, we went back to Liahona to make a loan. The money we get from our loan was just enough to pay our airfare from Pago Pago, Samoa to Hawaii. So what we did, we took the MV Hifofua from Tonga to Pago Pago, Samoa. It took us 1 whole week to travel by boat from Tonga to Samoa. I was sick. Saya was there to help me through this trip to Pago Pago. We stayed in Pago Pago for another week, then finally got the flight to Hawaii. We arrived Hawaii on June 1966. We got married in Hawaii, married Falatau. Saya got married to Mari, then we moved on to BYU Provo in 1970. After 70, 71, 72, we went back to Tonga and worked church school Tonga for many years. And after retiring from school, now we are in Utah. Say I live in Pro area, I am here in West Jordan. We're still connected with Saya by phone and by email. Love you, Saya and Mari and your kids. God bless you. We'll see you soon. Of Atu, Sione Moala Fineanofo.
I am Falata Fineanofo, and I would like to say a little tribute to Saya. I got acquainted with Mari because Saya and my husband were very good friends. When we were serving in the Tonga temple, Saya called Sione up one night and said that his son Temana is sick at Hadeho and he had a twisted neck till the rugby. So Sione went to Hadeho and came home with Temana to live with us. Our daughter Charlotte Mari served her missions in Salt Lake Temple Square, and when she was released, she went back to BYU Hawaii when school was still in session, and she needed a place to stay. And my husband called up Saya, and so they were kind enough with Mari to give Charlotte a place to stay at their home. To me, this is what you call eternal friends. These two men love, even though they are not blood related, but they love each other with respect and trust. And so I am thankful to have eternal friends with you, Saya, and your beloved wife, Mari, Ofat.
One of my favorite memories of Grandpa was when he came over and he really cared about Grandma. He stroked her head when she was tired and he put a blanket over her because she was cold, so that's...
Hi, Uncle Patriarch. I am so happy to have been invited to be a part of this tribute to you on Father's Day. Since my dad is no longer physically here, I just consider you my dad, and on this Father's Day 2020, I wish you the most blessed, safest, and healthiest day. And always, there are certain landmark moments that come to mind when I think of you, and always Auntie Mari, because I can never think of one without the other. Two are a pair, a beautiful pair. First off, growing up, I was always taught that Grandma Rosaline was the oldest and Grandma Carlo was second to her, and then all of the sisters and the brothers after that. I grew up in the Bay Area, and I was always very close to Auntie Lona and Bansi. And as a 5-year-old, Lona and Bansi and all their kids, they always looked like fancy society people to me because they lived in the mighty city of San Francisco, and they just, they had their fine wine and all of that stuff, so they just looked really fancy. But I digress. This is about Uncle. The first time I met Uncle and Auntie Mari was when they stayed with us in my parents' home in LA, and I can't remember if it was on the way to Tonga or from Tonga, but they were with us for a few days, and I thought he was so handsome and Auntie Mari was just so beautiful. And so I was grateful for that, for those few days, because I got to meet them and got to know a little bit of them from my mom and dad. The next time I saw them was in Provo when they fed me and my roommates a Sunday dinner. That was the best meal we had ever had. That, I think, all of the semesters I was here. And Lei and Lisette were so young. I'm dating myself. Another moment was when I came to BYU Hawaii. I came there often while Mahiofo was a student there, And one of those trips, I saw Uncle Saya, and I froze in my steps there because I had not seen you for about 25 years, and I didn't know that you guys were even in Hawaii. And so I wasn't really sure if that was him, but I kept thinking, I think that looks like him. No, that's not him. Wait, does he have a brother here? Because nobody told me that you guys had moved to Hawaii. I thought you were still in Tonga and that you were the principal or the director of education for the church in Tonga. So anyway, I thought that was it. But Uncle, you never age. You just look better and better every year. And so because of so long, 25 years maybe, I went quietly and sat up on the stadium seat inside that volleyball game and quietly watched the game. And then I came home like the next day. And of course, another big moment for me to remember for Uncle Saya is 2 years ago when my dad died. And he came through as the master of ceremony for all the programs for my dad, with the exception of the bishop's program. My father's family is very strong-willed, very outspoken, and really don't fear much or many people. But I loved every moment because I saw my family, they love and respect Uncle Saya so much that none of them really did any of the stuff that they usually do, because they love him and they respect him and they know the son is the oldest. So we always have to remember the hierarchy of things in our family, and so I loved it. And I want to thank you, Uncle. I will never forget that time. But aside from that, I am just so grateful and thankful to have you with us. And I did not want to cry, but I'm so happy that you and Mari are here with us. It's 2020, and despite all the challenges, you guys are still here. I pray that the Lord's richest blessings shower you and Auntie Mari on this Father's Day. Thank you for caring and loving us. Ofalayat. From me and Devita, my mom. Love you. Bye.
Father's Day. We love you, Grandpa. Okay, some of my memories of Dad are definitely growing up. He worked really, really hard. I think I always admired that he worked so hard. Had 2 jobs at one point. And probably the thing that stands out to me the most is he wasn't born into the ideal childhood circumstances, but he made the best out of it, and I think I love that about Dad. Anyways, love you, Dad. And my best memory probably of you was when you told all of us to clean the garage, and you went somewhere and you came back and nobody had cleaned the garage. Only me. Anyways, you took me out to have a treat just by myself, just me and you. Anyways, love you, Dad. Have a great Father's Day. I'm so grateful that you're my dad.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I hope you have a wonderful day. We love you. Say Happy Father's Day. Hey.
Hi, Saya. This is Loyola. I wish you the best Happy Father's Day ever. Hope your baby's special and surrounded by all your kids, grandkids, and great grandkids. Wish you the best. Can you believe you're the only living brother that I have? But God is good. He redeemed us from Tonga to United States. He took us from nothing to plenty. Also from houses we live in now went from shortage to plenty. I'm really, really thankful. Can you believe I've known you all my life? I wish you the best and a happy Father's Day. Again, love you very much. Have a great day. Bye.
Hi, Saya. It's your sister. Anyway, when I got the message from Lealoha to do a tribute to her dad, I was actually happy, but there's a lot of things that you impacted my life and a lot of memories, growing up. But one important one that I remember was when I got my hand stuck on the washing machine. I don't know if you remember that. You know those washing machines that you feed those clothes through so to get the water out? I put my hand through it because I was curious. And of course it got stuck and I called out to you and you came out. I expected you to yell at me, but you didn't. You took my hand out, but you just looked at me and said, well, did you learn a lesson? And I was just like, yeah, my hand hurts. So my point is, in all my life, I've never seen you, yell or get upset about anything. You handle everything with dignity and honor. And I am just so proud to have you for a brother. Some people may define a father as being around with their kids and being there for their kids and doing things for the kids. But when I think of a father, you are a prime example of what fathers should be. You are a great role model to a lot of young men, a lot of father out there. But most importantly, to your own. My kids look up to you. They respect you to the fullest. I see how they are around you when you're around because they have so much respect for you. What do I learn from you? I learn humility. I learn how to just sit back and choose my words carefully before I just blurt out and just go off for no apparent reason without even knowing what the reasons are, what the situation may be. But I don't know. As Mommy used to say, or all of us used to say, you are the golden child. The one that doesn't do any wrong. Unlike the rest of us. Well, I didn't do any wrong. I was really good. I was the best kid ever. But anyways, I remember when you used to come out and I would just go with you when you guys come out to San Francisco. I miss you. There's not many of us out here. You're the only brother that we have left. And I'm sorry that I don't call you as often as I should. I let life consume me rather than staying in touch with my family, keeping in touch with what's really important. And life is family. And for that, I'm sorry. I will do better to try to call you and just to say I love you. Happy Father's Day. And I love you so much, Saya. Thank you for being the best brother ever And yes, I still have my acid reflux, but I'm actually taking medication for it now. I'm not taking Zantac. Anyway, I love you all. Say it to everybody. You have a wonderful Father's Day. Ofato, moto. Bye.
Grandpa has made a big impact through being the first generation of being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and because of that, the next generation and our generation are able to be blessed through the gospel of Jesus Christ. So it makes me very happy that Grandpa made that choice.
Hi Dad, happy Father's Day. I wanted to do a Father's Day tribute to you, to thank you for instilling a strong testimony of the gospel. Didn't mean to cry, but I'm so grateful to have you as my father, and I'm so grateful that I chose you as my dad for instilling a strong testimony of the gospel and for sacrificing everything in your life for the gospel. So thank you for putting up with me, and I know that I get my hard work ethics from you. That's why I'm a slave to money, a slave to hard work, is because of you. And I get my stubbornness from Mom. Sorry, Mom. But I love you, Dad, and thank you for everything that you've done for us and sacrificed for me. And everything I do is to try and make the Paolo name, to make you proud of the Paolo name. Sorry, I haven't done that lately. But I did want to tell you that I love you very much and appreciate everything that you've done for me in my life. And I have my second family over here, the Muti family. They wanted to be part of my tribute.
Me?
Hi, Saya. Happy Father's Day. Thank you for the greatest gift of sharing your thought with us. I could sum you up in these 4 lines. You are the strongest dad I've ever met to your family. You never look for praises. You're not one to boast. You just go on quietly working for those you love the most, which is your family, your children.
And having listened to my wife and also listened to our daughter too, Laura, she got emotional when she speaks of you, and this is not the first time for us to have listened to her, but I'm reminded of what Helen Goodman once said, that the younger generation will not value what you own, rather the evidence of who you were, and you truly left behind a strong, powerful imprint in their lives, and I'm sure I can vow that to all the children, and you as being our bishop for many years, I really appreciate the time you were serving in that position. Learned a great deal. Learned to hard work from you. Happy Father's Day, Saya. Love you.
Happy Father's Day!
Hi Grandpa, happy Father's Day. Thank you for all you've done for us, and especially us 5 here. Thank you for your example and for being someone I aspire to be every single day and as I get older. Thank you for always supporting us no matter what we do, and for being willing to give us the hard advice that we need. One of my favorite memories with Grandpa is just every single Sunday whenever he comes over, or anytime we get to spend time with him, every story he tells and everything that he's been through so that we could be here in our position today. So love you, Grandpa. Happy Father's Day.
Take two. Anyhow, I should do this again. So, because I keep getting cut off, my face, and anyhow,
Dad, thank you so much, Lay, for taking care of this. And I guess I need to, some of the things I remember about Dad. I'm filming in my bathroom. Okay, so first, one of my favorite memories as a little girl has to be, and these are in general. One of my is when I was little. Dad, I always have memories of Dad staying out on Sunday church meetings. It's an all-day affair. He's gone, and Mom would always put his food. We would always eat after church, and Mom then would put his food under a plate or under foil on the table or on the side, waiting for Dad. But every time he would come home and eat, guess who would find herself sitting next to Dad? I don't know, keeping him company, which always involved eating too. And so I would always, he would never chase me away. It would always be, you would always say, go get you a plate. Get you a plate and say, are you hungry? Well, go get you a plate then. And I remember Mom would always say, stop feeding her. Stop feeding that girl. She ate already. But you would never turn me away. And I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. So that's one of my favorite memories. Another favorite one is when we'd always go to the Uta together. I think Mom would send me with you because she couldn't handle me at home. I was too much of a headache for her. So she would always send me. I have memories of going with Candace, sometimes Loa, and the two little boys, Timana and Junie. But they were young. They were too little. And I also have a funny story about when we were there and a big truckload of Atele boys were coming to the beach next to our Uta, and Loa was devastated. She was horrified and was trying to hide. But anyhow, that's another story for another time. But and just the quiet times we would have together, working along beside you. You are not a man of many words, but I have such great memories. There was never any doubt in my mind that you loved us. So there's that. And then if I could say, I was going to share this, what's the legacy? I feel that you passed on to us and then to our children. And there are a lot. But I think, if anything, this probably may help illustrate what you mean or how important this is. And I have a memory, a clear, distinct memory of when I started dating Ben. I think this is the first time we were going to meet Ben. He was coming into Hawaii for his cousin's wedding, Clarence's wedding. And I was telling you about him and everything, and you're like, yeah. You were very careful about any guy that I would start to date. I remember that. You wouldn't give me much of an opinion. And he came, so Ben was there for the week, and that Sunday, he attended church with us, came to our ward. And afterwards, we were talking around dinner, and you said, you were quiet. And then you said, you were going to give your verdict, I guess. You didn't say much, but you said, he reminds me of someone, you said. And I said, really? I said, who? And you then said, Ben reminds me of a fella that I think, he reminds me of a fella. He says he will do what's right. He has something about, just knows the Lord, and he will do what's right. And I remember being kind of taken aback. First of all, I'm not thinking, that's kind of gross. I wasn't thinking of fella. But I didn't tell you this, but I think what I knew about Ben was that he was probably the first guy that I felt was embodied a lot of the character traits that I see in my father. And so I think that is the greatest, that's your legacy, Dad, is that it was clear to me who I was. I knew what I needed to find. One, I knew I needed to find somebody who loved the Lord. Yeah, and wouldn't hesitate to do what he knows the Lord wants him to do. Second, who understood the principle of sacrifice and would always put himself last, which is you. I knew I needed to find somebody who was humble and kind, and hardworking. And so that's your legacy, because it's my prayer that my daughters, when they look for someone, they will look for someone just like their father. So I don't know if this is weird and it's a kind of roundabout way, but I wanted to tell you I love you. And I can't wait to have my children, when we move up there, have my children spend more time with you and get to know their grandpa on that side. It's a great legacy to have. Happy Father's Day. And love you very much. Thanks.
I have a lot of good memories with Grandpa. He taught me how to read. He taught me how to like reading. He gave us treats, even though we didn't need them. He would take us to school in the mornings when he could, and he would play his CDs. I remember him playing Gladys Knight, which really brought in the spirit. It was nice to feel that before school started. I have one prominent memory of Grandpa from last summer. I found out that I had allergies, and it was way crazier than when I was a kid, and it was almost so severe that I didn't eat for 2 days. That's how scared I was back then. Then I just asked him for a blessing, and after we visited Grandma, he came and dropped me off at home, and then he gave me a blessing, and at the end of it, he hugged me, and then he said everything was gonna be okay, and everything is okay now. And I'm just glad I had the faith that his worthiness and the priesthood power and giving me a blessing made everything okay. And I'm just glad that Grandpa loves us enough to always take care of us, even at this age that we're at right now. It's nice to have him every Sunday, him and Grandma. It's nice to give back to him because he always gives to us. And yeah, I just have a lot of feelings. So yeah, I'm grateful for Grandpa who loves and cares about us. He doesn't say much, but he shows it always. And yeah, a little emotional, but I do mean what I say. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and future fathers. Yeah, and Grandpa, if you're watching this, happy Father's Day, and love you very much.
Happy Father's Day, Saya. I just want to wish you a happy Father's Day. I know I always look up to you because you always doing great service for others. While I was in high school, I was so proud to be a cousin of yours, and I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. You have done so much for school, for the community, and for church, and especially for the family. And I just wish you a happy Father's Day, and I want you to know how much we love and appreciate you. Okay, hopefully we'll get to see you soon. Okay, love you. Take care and be safe. Okay, happy Father's Day. Bye-bye.
Who's off? You're off. You off. You're off. So flat. I'm seeing A sharp. You seeing B flat.
No, you off.
You're off.
Just like that time when Papa said I was off? Nah. But I'm still his favorite, eh?
I'm his favorite because I'm named after his mom.
I'm his favorite. I played golf with him.
What? No, I said
I'm his favorite.
Be quiet. We're all his favorite. Oh, hurry up. Let's go with this video.
Okay.
Happy Father's Day, Grandpa. We love you.
What's your favorite memory with Grandpa?
One of my favorite memories with my dad is when I was a little kid. We always worked together in the plantation. He taught me how to grow almost every crop that I can think of in the islands, and we used to do this little squash business, and we would work long hours and from sun up to sundown. I think that's probably some of my favorite memories of Grandpa. The other memory that I have of Grandpa is him giving all of you guys your patriarchal blessings. Dad, I want to thank you for everything you've done for me, sacrificed for me and my family, taught me everything that I know today, and instilled in me a good and honest and true work ethic, instilled in me faith, and instilled in me a ability to always remember what's most important. I hope you have a wonderful and great Father's Day today. Love you.
Malolele, Saya, Mary, and family, all the way from down under. So nice to be able to say hello. And Saya, to pay you honor and tribute for all that you are and all that you've done for so many people. And so to share something that's always a memory for me of you, it's Hawaii. When I first arrived, that was way back in a long time ago. And the first impression of Hawaii was hot. When I came out of the airport and I opened the doors at the terminal, and the heat just flooded in. That was my first memory. The next memory that's always there is you, Saya. When you picked me up and took me to the dormitory at then Church College of Hawaii, and soon after I got into the dorm and into the room, not long after that, you came back and you bought me an Aloha shirt, a green one. Beautiful. I'd never seen an Aloha shirt before. Never. And you gave me that. And that has been one of my prized shirts for many years. And only just the other year, I think it finally wore out, but it's been here with me all that time. So thank you for that. You're just so thoughtful. And the other memory I know of you, it's always there. That first semester was your continual service and involvement in the student body presidency there. And you just did so much for the campus. So thank you, Saya, all that you've done and all you continue to do. And so the honor and tribute that is being said of you is just the beginning. So thank you. Thank you to Laura and Junie and Candace for their coming over and you having them come over. Saya, Mari, for us, for Dolly, at her passing. And so have a picture here of Dolly at Hawaii. So she wants to say hello to you and pay tribute to you too, Saya. So hello from Dolly. We love you and thank you very much. Wish you all the very best. The honor and the tributes that your family are preparing and sending to you. All you've done for so many. Malo Opito. Thank you so much, Saya. Mary, all the best.
One of my favorite memories of Grandpa was when he came over and he taught us how to make puteni and his fried fish with his own recipe.
Grandpa, just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for us. And Mom is yelling at me right now because I didn't do this on time. But I just want to say thank you and for leading and guiding this family, and specifically me, for supporting me and being there throughout my whole life. And so I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. Hope you get to eat good and are surrounded by family. And hopefully you're around for a lot more Father's Days. Love you. Opat.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I hope that you're having a great Father's Day and that it's filled with surprises and calories and that you get to spend it with us. I'm so grateful and so appreciative of the time that we have with you. I hope that you're going to enjoy this. I know that we're always looking for things for you to watch while you wait for us to have sacrament meetings. So I hope that you'll be able to watch this and enjoy this from everybody. I want to say how much I appreciate you, Dad, taking care of Mom. I watch the things that you do, the laundry, cooking her meals, taking her to her appointments. So many wonderful acts of kindness and love and compassion in it, and even the way that you have spoken about her. And I just want you to know how much that inspires me and how much I appreciate that example in my life and my marriage. I appreciate the way that, in the same way that you care for Mom, that you care for each of us in a not showy way, just in your own kind and compassionate way. So many times I've been sick and you've sent over food or called to check, and that has meant a lot to me. I appreciate the same kind of kindness and care that you've extended to each of my kids. Oh, how they love Grandpa, and how you're always pushing them to be their best selves, and also continuing to love them and teach them. We sure do love when you get to come on Sundays and have sacrament meeting with us, because it allows us to learn from you, and they get to see how much I have been taught by and how much I love and admire you, Dad. Thank you for your patience with me and my family, and thank you for all that you've done financially, spiritually, in the way of leadership and counsel. And I'm just so grateful that you are my dad. I'm so grateful for the way that you have impacted my testimony and my work and even the way that I'm trying to raise my family. I'm so grateful for your example and for the way that you raised us and the sacrifices that you made so that we could have the best of education and of church and of culture. And I'm just so grateful for all that you do and all that you are in my life. I appreciate very much. There are many, many things that I love and admire about you, Dad, but I'm most grateful for your spiritual integrity. And I aspire to be like that, and I aspire to have that same kind of faith, that same kind of spiritual root and foundation and integrity, so much so that the gospel is everything. Everything and everything. And I think about the many times that I have fallen short and how you have been my North Star, knowing that the action or the choice that I might have made might disappoint or take me away from the direction towards the North Star has influenced me and made me consider. And so I appreciate that for loving me as the oldest child, and for teaching me, and for loving my children, and for sacrificing so much for for each one of your children and your grandchildren. One of my favorite memories, the question here is your favorite memory with Dad, is coming home from graduation and seeing the plate of tukumisi and ufi. I always go to that because it meant so much to me, that even though we were struggling and even though I wanted the celebration, that meant more to me, and was kind of a defining experience, in that I knew that you have a different way of showing and expressing love, and that it has everything to do with sacrifice and ministering to the one. And I appreciated that so much. All the times that you filled my fridge, all the times that you took the twins, and the times that you've saved them and me financially, I will always be grateful for. I love you so much, Dad. I hope you have a great Father's Day. Thanks for being the best dad that I could ever ask for. And thanks for being such a great force for good in my life and my testimony and my children's lives and their faith and testimony and growth. And I'm just so happy and so grateful that we have time to be with you and to still learn from you and to still follow your great example. Thank you, Dad. Love you.